Do you ever find yourself feeling guilty because you know you have certain things to do? However, you end up wasting your time on unproductive activities? If your answer was yes, well then pay attention. We'll uncover the world of productivity and time management, but here's the twist. We'll be tackling how to harness the power of procrastination and use it to our advantage. So, let's dive in. Disclaimer, I'm not saying you should procrastinate, but if you find yourself unable to resist it, well then, you might as well make the most of it. So, let's explore some strategies to make the best use of your time. Imagine this scenario. You're in your room and you have to study math for an upcoming exam. Ideally, you should buckle down and start studying right away. But if you simply cannot avoid procrastination, here's how to do it right. Firstly, set a specific time limit for your procrastination session. Instead of mindlessly wasting hours, you should allocate a fixed duration of time for leisure activities. This way, you can enjoy a guilt-free break without completely derailing your entire day, okay? Now, I wouldn't really recommend you pair this technique with using TikTok, for example, because let's be honest, if you go on TikTok with a time limit of just 15 minutes, are you really just going to use it for 15 minutes? Or will you end up losing track of time? Choice is up to you. This is why the next step is choosing productive procrastination activities. So, what does this mean? You should engage in tasks that may not be your top priority, but they still contribute to your personal growth. I'll give you an example. If you have your phone in the room, you best believe that's the absolute first thing you're going to grab. However, you have the option to change your environment. Let's say instead your phone was outside of the room and inside you just so happen to have a book at arm's reach. This way you could procrastinate by reading a book, or you could even clean your room or engage in a hobby that stimulates you. I personally use this technique every single day. For example, sometimes I do not feel like studying, so I simply go out and play football. Now, I don't feel guilty about this because I see it as an activity, okay? I see it as training. Because look, I'm catching sunlight in my body. I am working out my body because essentially I'm running and, doing exercise. So even though I may not be fulfilling my top priority, which would be studying, I don't really feel guilty about what I'm doing. I still get to procrastinate, but I'm not wasting my time on TikTok or Instagram, whatever it is. So even though I am technically procrastinating, I'm still doing something productive. This is what I do to be able to read a good amount of books. It's just become natural, because every single time that I'm studying in my room, I leave my phone outside of the room. So if I do feel like procrastinating, I just, it's become automatic. I just grab a book and I just dive deep and start reading it without even thinking twice. And again, the best part is that you get to do something productive, but there's just no guilt, okay? Because most of the times, the guilt that you feel by procrastinating comes from the time you just wasted. But if you apply that time to something that isn't completely useless, then you'll feel no guilt. Now look, we have to be careful because we still have assignments to do. So, I would recommend you play around with this and really get a feel for it to see if it adapts to your life. And lastly is what I like to call creative visualization. Now, what is this all about? Well, whenever you have that big task ahead of you that you need to accomplish, take a moment to visualize the successful completion of said task. I'll give you an example. Sometimes I just do not feel like going for a run, okay? I just cannot be asked because maybe it's raining outside, or it's freezing cold, or it's super hot, whatever it is. Now, the way around this is to imagine how good I will feel about myself once I've finished the task. In this case, once I have finished running. So what you're doing is you're basically anticipating the satisfaction you'll feel when you really get things done. So picture yourself excelling in whatever you need to do. Now, in conclusion, remember, we all face procrastination in our daily lives. But now you have the ability to turn it into your ally. So here's the deal. The next time you're tempted to procrastinate on a certain task, apply these principles, okay? So firstly, set a specific time limit for your leisure activities. No more, no less. You stick to that time and then you get to work. Secondly, do not just waste time, do something productive. This is what removes the guilt from procrastinating, because you stop feeling like you're just wasting your time. So, engage in productive activities that will contribute for your personal growth. So, if your phone is your go-to distraction, change it up, move it out of the room, and suddenly you're left with a book, a chance to clean, or embrace a creative hobby. Procrastination does not have to be a guilt trip. Turn it into something productive. And lastly, we have creative visualization. So, picture yourself successfully completing that daunting task. Basically, anticipating the satisfaction you'll feel when you conquer it. So, the next time you're tempted to procrastinate, do it strategically and turn it into a productivity boost. Experiment with these procrastination hacks and see if they fit your life. Remember, the key is to strike a balance between productivity and relaxation. While procrastination should never be encouraged, sometimes we all need a break. That's it for today, guys. If you got value out of this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel for more future content like this. So, now that you know how to procrastinate the right way, you can click here to discover the science behind habit stacking. I'll see you there.